Welcome back to another installment of Friday Q&A. I hope you're all doing really well, and I hope you've all had an excellent week. Thank you so much for all the questions this week. A few pieces of housekeeping. If you didn't catch it last weekend, go and check out the latest Ragdoll Lockdown Jam. We did our latest single, Follow the Leader, and I'm actually going to put a guitar-free backing track, meaning just the drums and the bass and the vocals, at the end of this video. So if you guys want to go and learn that song and jam along to it, you can do that. I made a little mix just for the people who watch the Q&As. So check that one out. Also, I've had loads of questions about the foot switch toppers that I put on my Fractal audio products and my other pedals. You can get a discount if you go to the video description and you follow the link there. I think you can get 10% off, which is pretty awesome. Thank you to the Home Musician for offering that up to all of the viewers of the channel. Alrighty, let's get straight into it. Jim M asked me a question a couple of weeks ago and I forgot to get to it, so I did promise him that his question would be first cab off the rank. Then we'll talk about this guitar, and he was asking about FRFR solutions. So this is a whole topic that I've kind of skirted around a lot on my channel. I'm kind of going to skirt around it here. For home use, what I'm using at the moment is I have a set of Adam A7X studio monitors, fantastic sounding studio monitors. I don't use them with a sub in here. I don't think it really needs it because I'm not doing a whole lot of mixing in here. For dialing in guitar sounds, it's fantastic. And for doing the kind of mix and demo stuff that I do, they're really good. I know that Headrush make a speaker designed for guitar modelers. I haven't tried it. From what I understand, that's a rebadged alto speaker anyway, so you might want to check that one out. I have tried the Yamaha, is it the DX10 or something like that, or is a DX10 a keyboard? Can't remember. Anyway, that one's pretty cool, but I do have an Atomic CLR on the way, so look out over the next couple of weeks. I'm going to do a review and a demo, or a demo and a review, whichever way around it's going to be. I'm going to play around with that and dial in some tones on that guy and check it out. So keep your eyes peeled. I think you will find that one very, very interesting because I have tried a CLR a few times and I've always been really, really impressed with them. So getting the chance to spend some time with one here in a controlled setting is pretty exciting. Alrighty, that was for you, Jim M. Next up, let's talk about this guitar. That is not staying in tune very well because I haven't played it for a couple of months. It's just been sitting on the wall. But to the eagle-eyed viewer that noticed, this is indeed a Hamer Chaparral, but it has had a custom paint job. I bought this guitar from Concept Music here in Perth probably about 10, 11 years ago. One of the people I was playing in a band with at the time called me and they said, dude, Concept has a Hamer. And I basically just went down and bought it, thinking that it was just a factory finish, but it's not because the serial number has been painted over. And anyway, I ended up talking to a buddy of mine, Perry Ormsby of Ormsby Guitars, who you may know, and I said, oh, hey Perry, I just bought this Hamer guitar and it has this cool finish on it. You'd probably really like it because you like those kind of things. And he said, show me a photo, showed him a photo, and he said, oh, I did that finish for somebody. So somebody owned a Chaparral. I have no idea what the previous finish was, but Perry did a custom paint job on it, and like all his stuff, his finishing is immaculate. I don't know if you guys can see this, but like all the detail work on it is really cool. From what I understand, the previous owner, you know, there is a Soviet fighter pilot little star on here, and it says LT Vasiliu. So I'm guessing that they had some kind of heritage related to the Eastern Bloc, but the LT has nothing to do with me. And yeah, I have no idea who previously owned this guitar, but it's a pretty cool guitar. I think it's a mahogany body with a maple neck and an ebony board. My favorite thing is that it's got these boomerang inlays which are super cool. I have a Hamer Californian with the same thing, but check this out. On the neck pickup with like a Vox AC20, Morgan AC20 amp model in the Axe-Fx 3. That's kind of nice. The neck and the middle position. Pretty nice with that, but with like a really kind of crystal studio style clean with some chorus on there. So it kind of nails that sound. And then if we go totally over the top on the bridge pickup, USA 2C++. All I want to do is do my bad George Lynch impression on this guitar when I play it. So yeah, that is the Chaparral. Tying that into kind of 80s rack gear, I did recently rewire my rack. So let's go and take a look at that. I'll talk you through what I've done and why. This is for my buddy Steven. Alrighty, this is for Steven. Here is how the rack is looking at the moment. Up top, I've got a Furman power conditioner that I've modded with some googly eyes, and they are providing some light down here. There is a little manual patch bay that I made. Basically, there is an output from each of these different preamps and processors, which is going here, so that if I want to route them, say, to an external power amp, or I want to send them to my cab room, I can do that pretty easily. Then we've got the mighty Mesa Studio preamp, which you guys saw on the channel a couple of weeks ago. The Axe-Fx Ultra, I'm very happy to have this particular unit back because I did a bunch of touring with it back in 2016 and 2017, and I still love that thing. Then there is a rack drawer. I think I've got the Boss SY1000 in there at the moment. That just kind of alternates depending on what external pedals I want to run. Then there's the Triaxis, the MP1, and the Miasnikov Super Lead. I should do another demo with the Super Lead. A lot of people have been asking about that. I have a who makes that one? Can't even remember, but it is a Neve clone microphone preamplifier. I've got my Matrix power amp and my Mesa power amp down there, and that completes the totally self-indulgent rack rig of doom. And nice noisy little moped going down the street. It wouldn't be one of my Q&A videos without someone down the street making some kind of really nice, offensive, loud noise for you guys to enjoy. On that note, with the FM3, can you set up a Digitech Ricochet style thing? You can. What you would want to do is use the pitch block, obviously, on either the classic or advanced whammy function, and then you would want to set that up to a control switch and have the control switch assigned to a momentary switch on your FC controller or your stand-in switch. So that means that as you hold down on the switch, the effect is going to engage, and when you let go of it, it will basically go back down to normal. And I don't have that set up at the moment. I really should have done that, but I will save that for a 5-minute tones video. And if you guys have a particular application or song that you have in mind that you would like to hear on that video, let me know so that hopefully I can incorporate it. All right, let me take a look over here while I play some guitar. Ridiculous harmonics on this guitar and that 5153 amp. The Pod Go looks really, really cool. I've been pretty tempted to pick one up. I totally don't need one, but maybe what I will do is I will ask around to some of my buddies, and if anybody ends up buying one, I will probably try and borrow one and do a video with one. I'm mostly interested in the Podgo because I really like the Line 6 M series, like the M5, which I owned. I also owned an M13 for a while as well, and a couple of my friends have the M9, and they're just really cool. There's some really unique effects in there, like the comp boost, and remember the analog delay sounding really good in there as well, and some of the kind of synthy things in there. So just the fact that it has that and a bunch of effects from the Helix and the HX series, I guess, is pretty interesting. And I just, like the fact that Line 6 have come out with a pod again. So that's kind of cool. Again, I totally don't need one, but I know that it's a really attractive prospect for a lot of people out there, especially, I think it retails for $450 American. So that is going to be, I think, a pretty hot little item over the next couple of years for people to check out. So I feel like I should demo it and put it through its paces for anybody interested in one. The 5 Killer Riff series has been really, really popular. Like I said last time, I was so surprised the Whitesnake one has ticked over 100,000 views. And a few of you asked if I can do bands like Extreme and Blue Murder. The first Blue Murder album is one of my favorite albums ever, and just about every song on there has at least one killer riff in it. So that could be a pretty fun one. The only difficult thing with those is that the playing, because John Sykes is insane, so is Nuno, and the really time-consuming part about that is making the little backing tracks, but they're both on the list. We'll probably get to the Extreme one first. There's just a particular solo that I want to learn so that I can totally show off and try to play it in the riff section there. So keep your eyes peeled for all of that. The PV Vandenberg guitar came up in the comments, seeing as we've been talking about super strats for the last couple of weeks. I've never played one. I've been pretty close to buying one on eBay a couple of times. I always liked that particular shape. I think they did a pretty good job with it, and I like the ones in that kind of shell pink. But sadly, I have still never owned or actually even played a PV Vandenberg. So if there's any Vandenberg owners out there in Perth, Western Australia, hit me up, because maybe now that some of the lockdown restrictions are easing, we could actually get together and I could do a video with it. All right, we're almost at the end of this Q&A. Feels like it has absolutely flown by. I'm just looking at my list, and I've kind of got through everything. We talked about last week the radio edit for Here I Go Again, and it was quite funny because I think it was Tuesday this week. My wife came home and she goes, I was driving home from work and I heard a really weird version of Here I Go Again on the radio, like, what's the deal? And it was that radio edit. So what are the odds there? And yeah, it's listening to it. I mean, you can go and listen to this on YouTube if you look up Here I Go Again radio edit. The keys, as somebody pointed out, are kind of really funny, and there's a lot more of that kind of like arpeggiated 80s guitar thing, which kind of sounds like a signature Dan Huff thing on there. My favorite version of this song, I have to say, is still, speak of the devil, my favorite version of this song is still the original version, where he sings hobo, and apparently they dropped that line because it sounds like something else. I'll let you guys guess why they probably dropped it in that particular era. And we actually kind of do that version whenever we do covers and play live. And I say kind of, we don't have a keyboard player or an organ player at all, so I'm just playing kind of all the parts, like a hybrid between that and the radio edit and the original version, and the way they play it live now, though. There's a kind of weird buzz coming out of this guitar. I wonder if it's because I have this weird triple shot pickup ring on here. Seymour Duncan triple shot, I forgot I had that on there. Kind of weird little piece of technology. The only flaw in it is that the actual switches are right where I put my right hand, so I sweat into it a lot, and they're kind of a little bit intermittent. So yeah, anyway, can't even remember what I was talking about. Probably Whitesnake or something like that. If you guys have questions for next week, please get them in the comments below. And coming up is a backing track for you all if you want to try and play the Ragdoll song. Follow the leader. The hardest part about this song is tuning your guitar to drop C. Enjoy. I will see you next time.
the table, drinking fire water till I can't see. So damn thirsty, another failed reanimation. I can't wait to talk it over. Another stitch in time. There's a new moon rising, crown on my head, down on your knees. I let you treat me like a god. With hand on heart, I pledge allegiance to your brazen birth, but still you treat me like a god. Hold me up like a parable. Stitch me up and bleed me dry. This rotten core I feel expanding in my chest. I can't wait to talk it over. Another stitch in time. There's a full moon rising, crown on my head, down on your knees. I let you treat me like a god. With hand on heart, I pledge allegiance to your brazen birth, but still you treat me like a god. Another stitch in time. There's a full moon shining, crown on my head, down on your knees. I let you treat me like a god. With hand on heart, I pledge allegiance to your brazen birth.